Imagine this. You're 22 years old, a math prodigy, and you've just figured out a way to steal millions of dollars without anyone being able to stop you.
A teenage DeFi hacker drained about $16 million from a project called Indexed Finance.
What makes him so different?
This is simple fraud.
You don't need a gun. You don't even need to break into a bank. All you need is a computer, a deep understanding of blockchain technology.
This is going to be a huge case, and there's a lot more money that we don't know about.
And the ability to exploit a tiny flaw in a system that was supposed to be unhackable.
An unlikely genius who comes once in a lifetime.
This is the story of Andean Medjedovic, a young Canadian who stole $65 million from decentralized finance platforms. He was smart, he was arrogant, and for a while it seemed like he had gotten away with it. But then he made a fatal mistake.
Everything I worked up to this point in my life has been swept away.
In October 2021, Medjedovic set his sights on Indexed Finance.
Indexed Finance.
Indexed.finance.
Indexed Finance.
Indexed Finance.
A DeFi project that allowed users to invest in tokenized index funds.
Well, what is a index fund or ETF? It's a portfolio that is constructed for an investor to track a specific market sector.
These platforms rely on smart contracts, self-executing programs that handle transactions automatically. They're designed to be trustless and secure, but as Medjedovic would prove, they were far from perfect.
Indexed had just been exploited. At this point, there was nothing the team could do. The damage had already been done.
He found a flaw in Indexed Finance's system that allowed him to manipulate token prices. Here's how he pulled it off.
Mysteriously traded hundreds of times, draining the funds of nearly all their coins.
He borrowed a massive amount of tokens from the platform, and using his clever mathematical tricks, he tricked the system into thinking the value of certain tokens had skyrocketed. The smart contracts miscalculated and allowed him to withdraw way more money than he was supposed to. And in a matter of minutes, $16 million was gone. The Indexed Finance team scrambled to figure out what had even happened. They even begged Medjedovic to return the money. Now, most criminals, after pulling off a heist, disappear, but Medjedovic did the opposite. He went online and started mocking the developers. On Discord and Twitter, he openly taunted Indexed Finance, saying things like, "It's not my fault your code was garbage." He insisted he wasn't a hacker, he was just playing the game better than everyone else. According to him, it wasn't stealing. The developers simply made a stupid mistake, and he just took advantage of it. He even posted in crypto forums, calling himself a DeFi philosopher, arguing that if a system allows someone to drain funds, then it's fair game. It wasn't just arrogance, it was a challenge. He was daring the crypto world to stop him, but as he would soon learn, it's never that simple.
What are you doing with that much cash? And I asked over and over, and he said he had invested it. It made no sense.
2 years later, in 2023, Medjedovic wasn't satisfied. He had gotten away with the first attack, and now he wanted to prove he was even smarter. This time, he targeted KyberSwap, a major decentralized exchange.
Kyber Network is an Ethereum-based decentralized exchange liquidity platform that aims to be the liquidity hub for the DeFi space.
Once again, he found a flaw in the platform's smart contracts. The plan was bigger, riskier, and even more devastating. Using an even more complex strategy, he tricked KyberSwap's system into thinking he had deposited millions in assets. The platform's algorithm incorrectly calculated prices, allowing him to drain liquidity pools. This time, he stole a jaw-dropping amount, worth $49 million. Right after the attack, KyberSwap shut down temporarily.
A hacker took control of the decentralized crypto exchange KyberSwap.
The developers went into full crisis mode, trying to track the money, but just like before, Medjedovic didn't lay low. Instead, he got cocky. Too cocky. Instead of running with his stolen fortune, Medjedovic made a bold move.
He was gone for days, leaving the entire protocol to sweat and wonder what is he going to do. And then he came back and he demanded full control of the company.
He reached out to both Indexed Finance and KyberSwap with an offer. Pay me, or I'll expose your platform's weaknesses to other hackers. He demanded a ransom, saying he would help them fix their security holes. but only if they paid him first. For him, it was just another power play. He thought he had complete control. He had scammed millions, and no one had been able to touch him. But what he didn't realize was that he was already being watched. After his second attack, Medjedovic's activities caught the attention of US authorities. Investigators had been silently tracking him since his first heist, watching his movements on the blockchain. Even though he used crypto mixers to hide his stolen money, every blockchain transaction is recorded forever. And when he tried to extort the developers, they didn't just refuse, they alerted law enforcement. An undercover agent posed as a crypto developer and reached out to Medjedovic. They offered him money in exchange for a consultation on security loopholes. Medjedovic was eager to show off, and he took the bait. During their conversation, he gave away key details that connected him to the stolen funds, and that was all authorities needed. In early 2025, US prosecutors officially charged him with fraud and money laundering. Now, Medjedovic faces serious jail time. If convicted, he could spend decades in prison for wire fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, and money laundering. The once unstoppable hacker is now just another criminal who got caught. His story, which began as a brilliant scheme, ended in arrogance and overconfidence. He thought he could outsmart everyone, but in the end, he played himself, making him one of the cockiest scammers